This week we've been following Jesus in Luke chapter 4 and hearing his programmatic sermon that he gives in Nazareth and how he gets driven out of the town. We've heard him casting out demons or an unclean spirit from a man and healing Simon's mother-in-law, and Jesus' healing and his authority over unclean spirits really is at the beginning of the gospel establishing his power. And so today I just want to read you verses 40 and 41 in Luke chapter 4. As the sun was setting, all those who had any who were sick with various kinds of diseases brought them to him, and he laid his hands on each of them and cured them. Demons also came out of many, shouting, "You are the Son of God." But he rebuked them and would not allow them to speak, because they knew that he was the Messiah, or the Christ. Jesus is portrayed as a healer. He has the power to heal in a way that's really hard for us to comprehend or to imagine. And he also has power over demons, over unclean spirits. And as we talked earlier this week, we see that demons are unclean spirits. Those who are from the spiritual realm, if you will, they know who Jesus is. People don't know who Jesus is quite yet. He is revealing his power and authority, but the demons already know. And again, for us, it's a question of, do we have clarity for ourselves about Jesus as much as the unclean spirits that we hear about in Luke chapter 4? They clearly know he's the Son of God, he's the Christ, he's the Messiah, and they recognize he has authority over them. And so do we? Do we look at Jesus and do we live and believe that he has authority over us to help guide our life, to show us how to live, how to treat people, how to speak, what to say, how not to speak, what to do, what not to do? That's all a part of us believing that Jesus has authority over our life. A lot of times we don't respond well to authority. A lot of us don't like anyone telling us what to do. No one can tell me what to do. Well, if we're Christians, there is someone who can tell you what to do, and that someone is Jesus. And the question is, do we recognize his authority and do we respond to it as his followers in obedience, as learners, as disciples? Or do we just shout out who Jesus is like a demon, but never do what he says? Obviously, we want to have lives that when it's over, it looks much more like that of a disciple than a demon or an unclean spirit. And we also are thankful that Jesus has the power to cure. And even for some of you who are watching, who I know are coping with long-term chronic physical things that aren't getting better, we still continue to pray for you. We still continue to hope that healing will come.